Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
I'm a little tired, but I'm doing well.
Yeah. As you can tell, we are back in person because I just got back from Butler. Yeah.
So happy you're here.
Cute.
We are. This is kind of weird because I'm so used to just being on Zoom.
Yeah, I know.
And trying to coordinate ourselves to make everything happen together. It's different. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd expect it to be easier. It is kind of easier just because we're in person.
It's easier to talk.
True.
We're very good at rambling about nothing when we're together.
True. Very true. Yeah.
Whereas we have some awkward silences sometimes over Zoom.
Oh, we still have awkward silences
That's
in person
true.
too. We just stare at each other and be like, okay.
I feel like the awkward silences are more comfortable though.
That's true. Yeah.
You know that whole concept of when you're really close to someone, you're more comfortable and quiet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel comfortable when we're quiet?
Sometimes. Most of the time.
I still struggle with that. Even if I know you obviously and we're comfortable with each other, but still I feel like the silence is just too loud. But
I'm sorry, that's a Taylor Swift lyric. Anyway,
sometimes I just struggle to stay silent.
I get that.
Because I'm just no, someone needs to be saying something. Someone needs to.
Yeah.
There needs to be sound.
Right. I put a lot of pressure on how I act as a friend. So if we're not having a good conversation, I'm is there something wrong going on in our friendship? And I overanalyze it to the extremes. And it's really annoying.
Yeah.
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 And I've gotten better at it, but I don't think I have some really close friends that I still do it with, and I wish I didn't. And I have friends that I'm less close with. Well, actually, I'm still pretty close with because I got really close to them that I never started doing it, so I still don't do it. And I wish that I could figure out how to transition. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I've never done that before, but I can see how that happens. But it makes sense.
Yeah.
Overthinking everything. Just
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, girl.
Feel that.
You know me. Yes.
Well, did we introduce ourselves or
we didn't?
We didn't.
Oh my gosh.
I'm Shivani.
I'm Miranda. This is Far From Normal.
Episode 43.
43. Yeah. 43. And we were talking about friendship today. So yes. I mean,
that was a good segue.
The conversation we were talking about wasn't that's why I let it keep going and didn't introduce myself because I was this is related to what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
So
it works.
Yeah.
Definitely. Do you wanna explain?
Oh yes. Okay. So as I got back recently, it's been very weird. The I know it's not continuity, and that's the word that came to my mind. The difference between Butler and here, because I have new friends at Butler that I got really close to really fast, and it feels like we're all on the same level, we're all the same closeness to each other. And then here, I yesterday me and Shivani hung out, and then we hung out with a bigger group of our friends. And I felt they all had inside jokes and they were all really, really close. And I felt kind of an outsider, which is it was the same thing freshman year, but now it feels I don't know. Because freshman year it felt some people were really close still and there was other outsiders. So it wasn't as weird. But now I feel I'm the only outsider. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because you were away for so long and we hung out while you were away. So we were talking about things and things happened.
I know.
Drama, people were working. Not even drama, it's just we have more things to talk about because we're together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand why you would feel like an outsider. But we were so welcoming. We wanted you to know more. We were yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, we were gonna talk about picking and choosing friends. Do you think that's related in any way? Do you think that your friend group back home kind of influenced what you were looking for at Butler, or did you want a completely different set of friends?
Interesting. Freshman year, my friend group at home influenced what I was picking at Butler. I had very, very high expectations, and which I think we've talked about on the podcast actually. When there were people who even bugged me in the least bit, I was nah, I'm gonna choose to devote more of my time to my friends back home. And I did that to the extent that I only had one friend at Butler.
Yeah.
And I devoted a lot of time to my friends at home. And I had like this ever-growing fear that low-key has returned. And wasn't too bad, during COVID times. And like yesterday kind of returned, and I think that was part of why I was a little worried. I just always have a fear of like losing people and losing my friends. Anyway, did that answer your question? I answered kind of.
Yeah, so like basically that's like initially what you were looking for, but that it didn't end up working out.
Yeah.
So
And then sophomore year, I was a lot better about realizing that we're all human beings and no one's gonna be the same person as Shivani or something. Like yeah. And I just
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like relate. I guess I thought it would be easier to make friends when I got to college just because I was like, oh, it was easy in high school. Like, why wouldn't it be easy in college?
Right.
Doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It's so hard because like we also like we're in Blono. Like not much happens here. It's like, we're like all very close and it's like kind of small. And so like we're all really close to each other. So like you can't compare Blono to like a big city.
Right.
Like the atmosphere and the dynamic is completely different, and people like there's different cultures too, like different types of like city cultures and stuff like that. And so like it's just like a whole changing process, which is
I feel like that was like honestly one of the worst things about freshman year. No one told you how hard it would be to make friends. I feel like everyone told me how hard like academics and stuff would be. And academics weren't that hard freshman year, but it was really hard to make friends.
Yeah.
Like I went through like my biggest depressive episode since like 6th grade last year. Because I was like, I have one friend, and she's my friend because she's my roommate, not out of like, So.
Yeah, no, I totally relate. Like the only friend I like kept in touch with was someone I met in like my accounting class, and we bonded over homework.
Nice.
They were just like, "Do you understand what's going on?" She's like, "No." "Do you know what's going on?" I'm like, "No."
No one knows what's going on in accounting.
Oh gosh, it was. I mean, people say like business is like easy, but like, have you tried accounting? Like, oh my gosh, like I think it's easy for like some people, but for me, it just didn't click. It just didn't work in my head. Like debits equal credits, like you think it'd be that easy, but it's not. Like there's like so many other like little things that you have to think about, and
I make jokes about business in the same way I make self-deprecating jokes.
Yeah.
I make jokes about business so that other people don't make jokes. So like I call marketing the easy major so that other people don't call it the easy major and judge me.
Yeah. Low-key the business slander and like just like I've seen so many like TikToks and like random social media like just slandering business majors and being like, oh, they have it so easy and they have like nothing, like it's all easy for them, but like I think it's what you make out of it. Like I'm stressed all the time and I'm a business major and it should be easy, but I have like really high ambitions and high standards for myself that I pull way too many all-nighters to do things.
Yeah.
And it's just like it can be easy, but it also can be really hard.
Right. And you do a lot outside of school too.
Oh, for sure. School is not the only thing that's on my mind. I have like internships and other jobs and other projects and other things that I want to do. And it's just like so hard to balance that. And I think that's partly why what college is about. But like so hard. So hard. We kind of got off topic. But
we did. I was about to bring it back. I was just gonna mention, have we talked about the fact that you didn't have a roommate?
Yes, that was a bad idea. Don't do that. Go into college and like get yourself a roommate, even if you're in like separate rooms. Please get yourself a roommate. You do not want to be alone your first year in college.
Yeah. I feel like when we texted about it, you had some positive outlook, or was that just you pretending like it was positive and it actually wasn't?
Okay, it was positive for like the first like month or so, and like first couple months maybe I would say that because I like being by myself and I like enjoy being by myself and I like having time to myself.
Yeah.
Because like just social interaction for me doesn't work well in the long, like just like too much of it. Like I don't know. I think I just like am not used to having so much social interaction, but I think that's also like a learning process. Maybe it's just because like I've spent so much time alone that I just didn't know how to deal with constant social interaction. Yeah. And I think you can learn how to do it. You just have to do it, which I didn't do that.
Yeah. Okay. You guys are better at it. I feel like based on like our hangout session yesterday with a large group and how you've been like hanging out with Joanne and Jasmine all the time. Like I feel like you've gotten better at the social interaction.
Maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I definitely forced myself to come to some of those gatherings
Yeah.
before. So I think it definitely helps. And like the more that I'm like interacting with people, it's like the more I'm realizing that I really do need to like interact with people and that like I can't avoid it.
Hmm.
And it's like, ugh. And I think the more I try to avoid it, the more I make things harder for myself.
Okay.
Especially in like for like business, like if you try to avoid like the really superficial conversations, you are not going to make it far. Like you kind of have to. Like if you like learn how to play the game and you learn how to like deal with all those stupid conversations that like might crush your soul a little bit, you can get pretty far. And like that's the truth. And as much as we don't want to do that, it really does get you somewhere. Like that's the whole point of networking and stuff. And you kind of have to like kiss people's butts. I just
You have to kiss that.
yeah. I was like
Yeah, we curse on here so many times.
I
girl.
know. I'm not used to it because I don't normally do that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't like. I'm a business major. I don't like the concept of networking. Like I feel like you should just form like friendships or relationships with people without needing it to be a business. I don't know. Like it feels like you're using people and you're being fake to me. Like I feel like you could form a relationship with like I'm gonna internship at Boys and Girls Club and technically it's because of a networking connection, but it's really because my dad is like friends with the guy who is the CEO and I volunteered there once and I liked the lady who's the marketing director. We got along well, which is technically networking because we talked and stuff. But it's also like I feel like it's just you should put more pressure on forming good relationships than networking to make business connections.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like natural, and like you put yourself in those
It's
like
not
situations.
natural though for a lot of people.
It's not, especially in college, because they like artificially sort of do that. Like they
Yeah.
set up like times and days where all the recruiters come and
Yeah.
meet them in that space. Which have you been to any of those? Like
I have, yeah.
what did you think of it?
I've been to a few career fairs, both on Zoom and in person. And luckily, like most of the conversations I've had aren't necessarily me networking and more just me talking to people because I enjoyed it. So like I stayed longer at booths where I could feel comfortable talking to the people. Or like I knew someone who knew them, which is totally how networking works. You know someone who knows them. But yeah, like I formed a relationship with a guy from Eli Lilly. And we like talked a little bit and then like a few months later, like we got coffee or something. I haven't talked to him since. That's also a thing about networking. I'm like, how like I don't need the job for 2 years, so am I just supposed to like randomly email him like follow-ups every once in a while, even though I'm not gonna need the networking connection for 2 years? Like, how do you keep the networking connection for long periods of time?
I actually took like a career management class and they were talking about like how you need to like follow up like after an interview and stuff like that. So
yeah, I've done that.
Yes, I think it's like similar to that. You just kind of need to like just show them that you're interested in like subtle ways. Like if you know enough about them and like what they're interested in, like every once in a while send them like an article. It's like, hey, I saw this article and I was thinking of you. And like just show that you're interested in that, like you're enthusiastic about the job and like this is something that you want.
It's like a lot of work.
Tips, but yeah, it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Especially like and it just like I think the more that like I've thought about this, the more I realize that like it's so important to find something that you like and you love and like you want to learn about.
Like you're actually passionate about because then it's so much easier. Yeah.
It's so much easier. And it's stupid because they tell you that all the time, but like I don't think I like actually like gotten that through my head till like recently because I'll force myself to do things. And I think that's just like kind of like how we were conditioned even in like high school to do things that we hate.
We were talking to one of our friends yesterday about how like she's actually learned to enjoy school because she doesn't have to go through like she's not forced to go to school, so she's going to it because she actually enjoys it.
Yeah.
And so it's so different.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like my mind's twisted. Like I'm making myself do hard things when I don't need to do it. Like I'm doing like a job that not even a job, but just like things that I'm not sure I want to do in the future and I'm stressing myself out over doing it because like people tell me it's the right thing to do
Yeah.
and it will bring me money and stuff like that.
Didn't you believe that at one point? Do you not believe that anymore?
I do. I believe, like, not okay. You know what I'm referring to. So
Yes,
like you're giving me a weird look, but like no, because like in the beginning, okay, I'm gonna be very vague about this because I don't want to like slander my career. Shut up. Like, okay, wait. I'm trying to be nice here and be vague.
I'm sorry, I'll stop.
Okay, so this like job opportunity I had was kind of like encouraged by a family member, and they were telling me about how great it would be and how much it would be like in my best interest to get involved in this, right? So like I think I don't know, just like how they were talking about it, I made myself believe that I liked this thing when I really didn't, and everything in my body was telling me no, and I still pushed forward, and I still like, it's like this is going to bring me somewhere, and like now that I have the license that I need for this particular job, I'm like I don't know if I can do it because it's not something I'm passionate about, but like I like hammered it into my head that I could do it because they were telling me that I could do it and that it's like a great thing to do. So point is, find something that you're actually passionate about. Like don't put yourself through that suffering. Like you don't need to do that. And obviously it depends on like your circumstances, and like if you need a job to make money to get you to somewhere else in your life, do that because yeah. You need that. But we really veered off topic.
It's fine. I mean, technically, we're still talking about relationships because you're in a relationship with the individual who wanted you to do that job.
Yes.
And you try to network with your friends to get them interested in the job you're doing too.
Yeah,
which I mean, didn't really work, but you tried.
I've changed my mind a lot about this right now. Okay, I should make this clear. Like, I think there's a future with what I'm doing right now. So like it was a whole process. It was a whole process of me understanding what I'm actually doing. So yeah. And I think that's like another aspect you could talk about too. It's just like if you don't really understand what you're doing, you're gonna have trouble. Like you're gonna have trouble moving forward.
That applies to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we kind of not criticized. We love our friend, but one of our friends yesterday, we were having a deep conversation while some of us were high, about like the concept of getting into romantic relationships when you don't know what you're like, how to care for yourself, or like you don't know where you're going or what you need. That was my way of bringing it back to the conversation about friendship. But if you have any thoughts on that,
yeah,
feel free.
No, I just think that's really interesting because like that's something that is really important. But like also like I'm just gonna like play like the devil's advocate, but like I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. It's like I totally believe that like you should work on yourself before you get into a relationship, but like you go through issues in relationships too.
Yes.
So like it's like I don't think anyone's completely healed.
No, that's very true. I just think you need to be not in the darkest place you've ever been.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Because at least from my perspective, it seems like our friend was in a really dark place.
Yeah.
And I think it would be beneficial if she was able to pull herself out of that place a little bit before she got in a relationship with someone I mean, like, obviously relationships make things brighter to an extent, but relationships also make it really easy to fall back into the dark place. Yeah. And I also like, obviously I'm not a trained psychologist, but I do have some experience with like, not being in a good place myself and then giving all of my mental health to someone else, Right. And I just don't want to see my friends sad. So
yeah, that makes sense. Kind of going back to like our original topic, but like I'm talking about.
We're still talking about friendship.
I know, but like picking and choosing friends.
Yes.
So like you like want to help people, but like when you pick and choose friends, you like look for people who like. Do you think you subconsciously pick people that you think you can help? Like, do you think that's...
Dear God.
Like, do you think that's a thing? Because I think it is for a lot of people.
I don't think I subconsciously choose people I can help. I do think as I'm making friends, I'm one of those people who go straight to the deep talks, right? As you are well aware.
Mhm.
So when I know someone is hurting, I offer assistance, I offer help, I offer my love, all those things. And because I do that, I think because I'm, providing that, I think people are more willing to come to me about things. And I also am vulnerable, and therefore they're more willing to be vulnerable. And that is a great start for a friendship. So I think I start friendships by helping people, but I don't necessarily like choose who I'm being friends with based on who I can help. I've never really helped you with very many mental health things, and we've been friends for
Mhm.
10 years.
Sure, 9, 10 years, somewhere around there. Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're right.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I guess like the more that like I guess I've been in college, I think the more especially like for business majors, I think it's like really important like who you surround yourself with
Mhm.
because like yeah, I don't know. Kind of going back to like the whole like job thing I was saying, I was like getting too far into something that I didn't want to do. It's just like I was realizing that I was surrounding my people, surrounding myself,
Surrounding people.
surrounding my people. No, surrounding myself by like with people
Mhm.
who were interested in the thing that I was not interested in.
Okay.
So like because of
Because you
that,
wanted yourself to be interested in it, so you
yeah,
surrounded yourself with them so that you would hopefully get more interested, but you didn't get more interested, so you're just surrounded with people that you
yeah.
didn't share interests with.
And so now I feel like pushed to do that thing that I don't want to do. So I'm like, how do I get myself out? And like, how do I
Yeah.
like find people who are interested in the same things that I'm interested in? Which
Right.
is like, yeah, kind of difficult. But
Yeah.
like, yeah. Like, I know you're talking about like trying, offering assistance to people and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah. I think I did that too earlier in my life, but I think I did it to like the point where I just got so tired of
Yeah.
it. So now I'm like less inclined to do that.
Yeah.
Now I'm like,
Did
let's just have fun.
you this is gonna be deep. In high school when like me and a few of our other friends were like struggling mentally, did you feel like you had to like be like the healthy person and fix everything for us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. I felt like if I had problems and like, I don't know, I felt like I couldn't have problems because
Okay.
I always like put on this, not even a mask. Like, I think I genuinely thought I was like doing okay. And like,
Comparatively speaking?
yeah, I genuinely thought I was like, I'm okay. Like this, like, I'm like, I'm okay. Like, this is great. And like, I can help other people.
Mhm.
But then when I started feeling myself like slipping, I guess, and I was like, oh, no, no, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
No, I don't want to do that. Like, I have to be the healthy one. I need to be able to help them. And if I'm falling, then I can't help them. So like,
Even though it's not your responsibility.
I know it wasn't, but it's just like I made myself out to be this person that was like always helping
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah.
And so like I wasn't used to like asking other people for help.
Mhm.
And I still struggle with that. Like I don't like asking people for
Yeah,
help.
I know
because
you don't.
I'm stubborn like that. I'm like, no, I want to do it myself. Like, don't
Yeah.
you dare help me, or I will like throw that money back in your face. Like, don't pay for my stuff. Like, I don't know.
Have you like when as people help you, do you notice like any change in when like what happens after? I don't know. Like, has it had any positive effect when you've started to let people help you more?
Oh yeah. It's just like one of those things where it's just like an unfamiliar feeling.
Mhm.
It's just like you don't know how to react to it. Like I think the closest I've ever been to like tears of joy is like when you like organized like the whole like birthday party for me.
The
And I was
surprise party?
yeah, the surprise party. Like I wasn't expecting it and I was having like such a bad day that day.
Oh,
And
you
so
were?
I was just like
Aw.
I was in a really bad mood and my like parents were doing stuff and I was like I am like so stressed out. And so like I was already on like the verge of tears. And I was like, I came into like the house when like the whole surprise party was happening.
Yeah.
And then
Dana jumped in your face and screamed happy birthday.
yeah, they were all there. They all jumped out. And I was like literally just so like I felt so loved. And I was like, oh my gosh, like people care. And like they like, yeah, I don't know.
I love that. That's such a good feeling is when you like don't know that someone's struggling and you do something nice for them
yeah.
and like it changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like such a, I don't know. It's so beautiful.
It is. And it's just like after that, I'm like, I need to like be nicer to people. I need to like do random like things to like give people like, give people flowers on the sidewalk. I don't know. Just like it's so yeah, you might be making a huge difference in someone's life, and it's like those small things really do matter.
It was fun to plan. I'm like did we talk about love languages? I think we did. But I've relatively recently discovered that I am a gift giving love language person, and I was just in denial for it for so long because someone else I knew was a gift giving person, and I got annoyed with them whenever they tried to give me gifts instead of talking about things. But I realized I am also a gift giving person. I try to talk to people about things first. Like I do like that. Do you want to talk about it? Is there anything I can do? And then if they're like, no, I'm fine, I'm just gonna go to my room. I'm like, do you want a Lindor chocolate? I've done that many times at Butler. Yes.
I mean, low key, I think that's like sometimes it fixes a lot of problems because like how like sometimes you can like you get hangry, and so like usually food is like the sole problem of like everything.
Yeah.
Because like we had like a school trip that one time. We were all tired. I'm sure if we had like food in our stomach, yes, but like we were all like really really tired, and I'm sure if we had like food in our stomach and enough sleep, it would have gone down so much more differently.
I think the real issue was the fact that everything was so scheduled that we got like 4 hours of sleep.
For real though.
And I get so grouchy when I'm tired.
Oh yeah.
But I have to reach like a really high tired level. Yeah. But once I do, I'm like, I'm fucking done with you.
Yeah.
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 And you get grouchy when you're tired.
Oh, it's I scare myself, and I'm like scared for the people around me because I'm like, when I get mad, and I rarely get mad, I get mad. Like
when you get grouchy when you're tired, your grouchy when you're tired is like on the same level as like I'm grouchy more consistently, and you just get grouchy when you're tired. So if you're understanding of when I'm grouchy more consistently, I should be understanding when you're grouchy when you're tired, because that's how friendship works.
I don't know if that's like necessarily like healthy on my part, because like maybe I'm just like bottling up all the grouchiness to like when I'm tired, so then it comes out extremely.
I don't think unless you have something to be grouchy. Like, do you have some stuff to be grouchy about otherwise?
No, I think it's like when I get tired,
so
I get annoyed
just
by
more
like
irritable.
Yeah. Okay.
I
don't know.
I'm very irritable when I'm hangry. I get very hangry.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of being tired, I had a conversation with one of my podmates this semester, Anna. She was on the podcast. About, she said something like, when you go to bed, you either think everyone. If you think everyone hates you, go to bed. If you hate everyone, eat something.
Ooh. Did she make that up herself, or is that
I think she said it was a quote from something.
Whoa, I like that. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like, yes. That like I feel like that would work for a lot of situations.
Right.
For sure.
I know. I always have like a weird like depressive episode like right before I go to bed, like all the time, where I'm just like, I am lonely and I have no one to love and everyone hates me and no one's texting me.
Yeah.
And then I go to bed and I wake up at like 3 a.m. to go to the bathroom because I have a small bladder. And I'm like, what was I thinking about 6 hours ago? I'm totally fine. Like,
right. Right.
Yeah.
Yes, totally relate to that. Like we have the craziest thoughts at like at midnight when we don't have enough sleep, and it's just like when you actually like get a little shut eye, like it just your problems disappear.
That's why I don't really like having deep conversations at midnight.
Like, I have a love-hate relationship.
Well, no, deep conversations are fine. Arguments are not.
Yeah.
I'm not having an argument with you at midnight. We can have this argument at 1 p.m. tomorrow when I have energy.
Yeah.
And we can have it face to face. Thank you. Okay.
That's really interesting because like how like some like relationship experts, or like I don't know if experts say this or whatever, but like
don't go to bed angry.
Yeah, that thing.
That okay. I don't think it, from what my perception is, because I had a conversation about this with my roommate. I feel like it's not saying don't go to bed angry. Like you can still be upset about something. I just think it's trying to reach like a pause almost, like put a pause and a pin in the anger and like be like, I love you, Can we go to bed? Are we
I would be petty and be like, I'm still mad at you, but I'm going to bed. Like,
oh really?
I would, because I cannot sleep like that. No, really? I can't do it. Yeah,
I like the concept of putting a pause in it.
Yeah, I don't know if I could say that with like utmost sincerity, because if I'm mad about something, then like
if you're mad about something, don't you still love the person you're mad at?
Yes.
Or do you no longer love them?
That's true. That's true. But like, I don't think I'd be able to. I don't think I'd be able to truthfully say that I'm going to bed not angry.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying like, you know, you have a fight with your boyfriend and you're like laying about with them, being like, I'm no longer angry. I'm going to bed. I love you. You can be like, let's put a pause in this. I do still love you. I'm happy that we're dating. Can we go to bed and talk about it tomorrow?
Hmm.
That seems like a healthy-ish way of dealing with it, because no person thinks that because like I know when I've gotten in a fight, like when we got in the big fight in high school, I was like, our relationship is going to end like every night. So like if we would have said like, I'm going to bed, I love you, good night, we'll talk about this tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I feel like it would have been, I don't know, a nice reminder in the midst of chaos.
Yeah. I think you did a pretty good job of that, though. Like
I did. I actually don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember who did a good job or a bad job, but I just wanted to say that because I thought it'd be funny.
I mean, you did, though. I mean, I was like on the observing lines when all this drama was going down, so like I saw a lot of it, and like both of you definitely did try. So like. Yeah.
Well, you weren't really on the observing lines. But anyway, we don't need to talk about that.
Anyway.
Again, yeah. I feel like there was a point, didn't we actually talk about that whole situation on that episode? Or did we not?
I don't think we ever got into it, but
we allude to it a lot. So I feel like at some point we should actually
like good things to like learn from it, though. Yeah. I think it would be like, you know, how to navigate friendships.
Girl, I've learned so much.
Yeah.
So much. Mostly about like how to actually take care of myself, because I was not doing that.
Yeah. So
I
feel that. I understand that. Yeah,
we didn't even talk about how to decide who you want as friends. We just totally.
Yeah. I think I have a lot to do when I get back to college, because I think I'm going back in the fall. So I am planning to make more friends than I did the first time. So. Wish me luck.
Yeah. Good luck. I believe in you. Random thought. Yes, sorry. I know you said you were about to say we're out of time, but I'm gonna just keep the conversation going. I know with some of our friends right now, like there have been instances where like I don't like some of them or they don't like some of each other. Like, I don't know. What do you do? Like, do you just choose to be friends with everyone and not care, or do you have like certain people or traits that you're like, I'm gonna choose not to be as close with them?
I definitely think I do that. Yeah. I definitely think I do that. I think when I was younger, I would be friends with whoever, but like I think we talked about this on a prior episode. But like, yeah, I definitely no, you're fine. Like, yeah, I'm definitely a little more choosy and like. Okay. Yeah, I think this kind of like goes back to like who like friends versus acquaintances. Yeah. Like people that I realize that like I am not like super compatible with, like I may like purposely like not go to like gatherings where like they invite me to or stuff like that, because I don't want to get super close, because like once you reach a certain point, like it's hard to like, you know, remove yourself. Yeah. So like, so I think sometimes I purposely distance myself from people that I don't think are like have the same interests or not the best interests in mind. So like, yeah, I don't know if that will work against me, just because like I might be too choosy.
I'm curious as to who those people are, but I will ask you when we're not recording.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I think I definitely am choosy. And like, yeah, I think now that I'm more like focused on like what I want to do with my career, I'm like definitely looking for like friends / partners / like people that I can like, you know, I know will like want to work with me, work with me, and like you grow together, and like we're all looking at we all have the same goals and values and stuff like that, because I think it would be helpful to be associated with people like that. Not even associate, but just like friends, and just we'd have like since we're like in the same like frame of mind, I think it'd just be easier. to be friends.
Yeah.
I don't know. I also think I'm a little too choosy sometimes too. So
I have more questions, but we are out of time.
Yes,
so I will postpone them.
Yeah, if you guys are interested in more of these types of episodes, feel free to send us a message or an email.
Or fill out that form.
Yeah, at Far From Normal Podcast on Instagram, there's a little form, a Google form. You can just send in a message. And
you're not doing your normal spiel.
And
this is
email.
cute. This is like
we're going around in a circle, so I'm coming back to the email. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback,
there you go.
Email us at farfromnormalpodcast@gmail.com. 2020 at gmail.com. I said it wrong. I wonder how many times I said that wrong.
That's the first time.
I definitely think I said it wrong before.
Anyway. Like and subscribe. Oh my God.
Subscribe.
We love you guys.
Love you. See you in our next episode.